Northern Minnesota winter 1883. Snow's been coming down steady since first light, the heaviest I've seen in years, like it's setting out to bury the whole damn ridge. Ain't the gentle kind neither. This snow's got bite. I ain't seen the tops of the trees since midday, and I don't expect I will come morning. Can't hear much now. Just the howl of the wind, loud and mean, slipping through every crack like it's searching for a way in. Cabin feels smaller than usual, like the weight of it all's pressing in. Nothing but the heat from the chimney holding it back. Bran's curled up by the stove, my dog. Black-mouthed cur, strong build, lean. Good boy, smart too. Smarter than most men I've come across. He's sleeping for now, but one ear's always turned toward the door. That ear don't rest, same as me. We come out early this year, hoping for clean runs. Trapping's been fair, couple fox, plenty rabbit. Still waiting on bigger game, maybe a buck, or if luck's kind, a stray elk wandering down off the ridge. Built this place myself 4 winters back. From oak and pine I felled not 50 paces from where I'm sitting now. It groans when it settles, like the trees ain't quite done with it yet. Suits me fine. I don't mind the quiet. Truth be told, I almost prefer it. Supplies are good so far. Wood's stacked to the rafters. Snowshoes still dry. Bran's food's boxed up under the bed. He won't touch none of it till I say. Loyal bastard. Never once stole a bite. Anyway, I figure I'll keep writing now and then. Helps keep my head straight. Couple days passed without much worth writing about. Just setting traps, checking lines, mending gear. While I was checking a snare line this morning, I spotted smoke just past the east ridge. Pale trail, not like ours. I grabbed the rifle, a clean pelt, and half a sack of oats. Figured it might be the Ojibwe I've dealt with off and on over the years. Only folks I ever see this far out. Took me the better part of an hour pushing through snow near to my knees. Even with the snowshoes, every step felt like dragging my legs through wet cotton. Still, they kept me from sinking worse, and I made decent time, all things considered, till I reached them. Half-dozen or so, fewer than I remember from past winters, and it stuck out to me more than I'd like to admit. Maybe some moved on. Or maybe the cold's been hard on more than just me and Bran. They looked more on edge than usual, eyes sharper, hands tighter on their blades, like folks waiting for something bad to happen. Hard to say, but it didn't feel like the same camp I'd visited before. Camp was quiet, no fire left, just the ghost of one. They looked up sharp when I stepped into view, hand to a blade, one fella gripping a bow. Guess they didn't know I was back for the season yet. Took a second, but then they settled once they recognized me. We nodded, said little. Truth is, we don't speak each other's tongue too well, but we've picked up enough over the years to get by. I learned to say fur or pelt, we wakwan, a hello, boozu, and even goodbye, ba mapi. Simple stuff. Just enough to get things done, without too much guesswork. One of the older men, Tallow I think they call him, pointed at my bundle. I've traded with him before. Wiry fella, face like dried bark, eyes sharp as a gutting knife. Doesn't smile much, but always fair in trade. He looked me over like he was sizing up what kind of winter I'd had already, eyes darting across my coat, my boots, even my face. Then he did it again, just a quick second scan, slower that time, like he was checking if I'd grown weaker or tougher since last we met. Then he gave a short nod. We swapped clean, my oats and a fox pelt for dried fish, some carved hooks, and a strip of smoked meat I couldn't place but figured would keep well enough. Their eyes, sharp, deep set, watched me the whole time. Cold eyes, still, like looking into a creek that just froze over. Just as I was fixing to leave, one of the women came up and pressed something into my hand. Looked like a carved piece of wood, dense and heavy in the hand, carved rough with little marks I didn't recognize. Hollowed some in the middle and packed with powder that smelled like burnt ash or pitch, tied off with old twine. She looked concerned, worried even, and pointed out toward the woods like she meant it as a warning. Eyes locked on mine the whole time, like she was trying to make sure I understood. But I didn't. Not really. I nodded anyhow. I ain't superstitious, not really, but I didn't want to be rude neither. Figured it was some kind of old belief, and I wasn't about to disrespect it. Felt wrong to give it back. It's sitting on the shelf now, next to the fire. Don't look like much. Just a lump of old ways. Might be a charm. Might be nothing. I don't pay it much mind. Cold's worsening. Hauled a log in from the stack I've got built up along the outside wall and damn near froze my fingers stiff just lifting it. Got enough wood, sure, but burning more than I figured this early in the season don't sit right with me. I may have underestimated how cold this winter had come on. Keep going at this rate and I ain't so sure I'll have enough to see it through. Might be a long winter yet. Bran just lifted his head, one ear up, eyes fixed on the door. Now he's on his feet, slow and stiff, hackles up. Starts with a low growl deep in his chest, then lets out a sharp bark. 1, 2, like he means it. I don't hear a thing at first. I'm about to tell Bran to quiet down before he spooks himself into a fit. Then comes a loud thudding crash right outside the cabin like something heavy hit the ground. Bran's still barking, sharper now, like whatever it is getting too close for comfort. I jolt up from the chair, heart thumping in my chest. That crash and Bran's bark damn near spooked the soul out of me. Takes me a second to steady myself. I move slow after that, quiet, trying not to make a sound. My hand finds the rifle by the wall, same as it's done 100 times before, but tonight it feels heavier. My breath's coming slow now, like my lungs know better than to make noise. It's strange. Been out here 4 winters, seen wolves, cougars, whatever else the woods might cough up. Could be one of them now, rooting around the place. That's what I tell myself anyhow. Still, got my nerves up worse than I'd like to admit. Bran's still staring that door down, low growl rumbling in his chest. I ain't seen him like this since that wolf came sniffing too close a couple winters back. And even then, he didn't bark like that. I stand there, rifle aimed at the door, breath tight in my chest. My eyes flick to the cracks in the frame. Snow's still coming down hard, wind moaning through the trees. But it ain't just the storm I'm listening for. There's something out there. I feel it. Bran feels it. But I know better than to go chasing after shadows in the dark. Probably just a wolf or something nosing around, smelling old bait or the meat I brought back. Happens now and then. You don't hunt at night, not in this cold, not out here. Let it sniff and circle all at once. Ain't no cause to go stirring trouble before you know what it is. Come first light, I'll find its tracks and follow, rifle in hand, just in case it's still lurking. Morning now, cold as a coffin lid. Didn't get much sleep, kept waking to every creak and gust. The storm's backed off some, but not by much. Sky's that dull gray that never really turns to day. I stepped out just after first light to see what stirred Bran up last night. There's hoofprints, big ones, looking like they had to belong to a huge elk or deer. Mostly fresh, not yet filled in by the snow, like it had been circling all night long just outside the walls. Kinda curious, really. Don't see deer or elk act like that, circling a man's cabin like they're circling prey. Don't sit right, but still, an animal of that size, based off the prints, would make for one hell of a pelt. I ought to track it today, see if it's still lingering nearby. While observing the tracks, I notice my stack of logs is scattered all over the place, knocked clean off the wall and buried in the drift. Some pieces are cracked clean through. Whatever hit it didn't stumble by accident. Bran sticks close to my leg, real tight, muscles tensed and eyes locked on the tree line, where those hoof prints lead off. He ain't barking, but he's on edge, tail low, ears twitching. Won't take his eyes off the woods. I load the rifle, pack the strip of smoked meat I got from the Ojibwe, and lace the snowshoes up tight. Passed by that little carved thing on the shelf when I grab my gear. Still don't know what it's meant to do. Thought for half a second about taking it with me. Felt foolish even considering it. Just a bit of carved wood. Nothing more. Ain't never needed charms to track before. If that thing's still out there, I want eyes on it. Might just be a big buck acting strange, but something about this whole thing has me uneasy. Nevertheless, I push the feeling down. Getting a pelt off something that size will be worth the cold and the trouble. The prints head north into the thick pines, and I follow 'em slow, Bran at my side. The woods are quiet. Snow muffles every step like the whole forest is holding its breath. The hoofprints don't wander, they move steady, purposeful. After a bit, I notice they veer off again, slow and tight, curling back like it was circling for no good reason, just like it did back at the cabin. The trail leads deeper into the trees after that, swallowed up by shadow. Then it stops, just ends. The last print's deep and sharp, pointing straight ahead, and then nothing, like the woods just swallowed it whole. One step's clean, the next is gone, like it vanished mid-stride. I stand there staring, trying to make sense of it. Then I glance around. Takes me a second to realize where I've ended up. That ridge over there, the slant of the trees. I'm damn near the Ojibwe camp. Wasn't expecting to head back this soon, but maybe it ain't a bad idea. They're sharp with tracks, know these woods better than I do. If we find it, I'll keep the pelt. They can take the meat, antlers, whatever's left. Fair deal, I figure. I push forward, keeping low and quiet as the trees start to open up. Should be able to see the camp any moment now, but when I do, my gut drops. The camp's torn apart. Tents ripped, poles snapped, belongings scattered and half buried in the snow. One of their cooking pots still swings from the tripod, clinking soft in the breeze, like they all vanished mid-step. No voices, no movement. I scan the wreckage, feel my gut twist. Then I see it, blood staining the snow in patches. Not a lot, just enough to know it wasn't clean. Drag marks too, leading off into the trees. No sign of bodies, just signs of something violent. Bran whines low behind me. I stop cold. Don't go any farther. Don't call out. Something deep in my guts screaming not to. Ain't nothing I can do here. I back away slow, rifle in hand, trying not to breathe too loud. It's afternoon now, sun's hanging low behind the clouds, throwing pale gray light through the trees. Feels later than it is. I take one more look at the torn camp and yell out, voice carrying through the trees. Tallow! Nothing. I try again, louder this time. Boozhoo! Then faint off through the trees. Boozhoo! But it don't sound right. Too slow, too low, like it was dragging the word out with a throat that wasn't made to speak it. Bran growls again. I raise the rifle and move toward the sound, not running, just steady. I follow it a ways, maybe 30, 40 paces in, drawn toward where I heard that echo. The woods feel colder now, heavier. Then something darts across the path up ahead, fast and low to the ground. Four-legged but not right. Looked like a giant elk, maybe, but the way it moved, twisted, too smooth, too fast. Then it's gone, vanished into the trees like it never was. I just stood there, cold creeping up my spine, stomach turning tight. I know elk, I know moose. That weren't either. I don't stick around after that. Head back the way I came, eyes flicking through the trees, every step feeling longer than the last. Bran's right on me, close as ever, ears back, tail low. Snow crunches underfoot, steady but loud in the silence. My head spinning with what I just saw. Can't make sense of it. What the hell was that thing? And did it do that to the Ojibwe? Can't stop thinking about their camp, torn to pieces, blood in the snow. Nothing else fits. Halfway back, I hear it again. Bonjour. Same voice, same wrong, stretched out sound, but this time, closer. I don't answer. As much as I want it to be Tallow or anyone else from the group, I know it ain't. Not with a voice like that. And now I know. It's following me. Been walking a while now, don't know how long exactly, but the light's gone thin and dim. It's getting close to dark. Just when I'm starting to wonder if I passed it, I finally spot the cabin, barely visible through the trees. Edge of the clearings just ahead. I pick up the pace. Just a few feet from the cabin, something makes me stop. Bran's low growl rumbles at my feet. I turn. It's there. Standing at the edge of the woods where I just came from. Tall as hell. Had to be 8, maybe 9 feet easy. Gaunt, upright like a man, but wrong. Too long, too lean. Like the skin was shrink-wrapped over bone. It had the shape of a man, but the movements were all off. Jerky 1 second, then too smooth the next. Its antlers curled toward the clouds like dead trees, and the skull beneath looked stretched and hollow, like a deer's butt with too many angles, too many empty sockets. Its ribs stuck out sharp under the skin, chest barely rising like it hadn't drawn a proper breath in years. Couldn't see the eyes, just black where they ought to be. In all my years out here, I've seen bear, moose, men driven mad from the cold, but not this. Whatever it is, it ain't alive in the way a thing's supposed to be, and it sure as hell don't belong in these woods. I raise the rifle, heart pounding, and squeeze off a shot. Can't tell if I hit it, but it don't flinch, don't move. Just keep staring, that's enough for me. I back through the cabin door, shut it fast, and bar it with everything I've got. Hands shaking, heart thudding like a drum in my ears. Ain't sure if I should be praying or loading another round. Been maybe an hour since I slammed that door shut. Cabin's dark now. Just me, the rifle, and the sound of the wind pressing against the walls. Took a while before I noticed it. I hadn't heard his paws on the floor. No low growl. No breathing near the cot. I keep glancing toward the floor like he might show up. But deep down, I know. Bran ain't here. He didn't make it in. I left him out there. And that thing's still out there too. Every so often I hear it, crunching in the snow, circling the cabin, heavy, sharp. Then gone. It ain't trying to stay hidden. It just wants me to know it's still out there. My breath catches. I grip the rifle tighter, eyes flicking from the door to the windows, watching every shadow shift. It's close. I can feel it. So why ain't it just breaking in? If it wanted to, it could tear through these walls like wet bark. It's strong enough. I saw the way it stood. Saw what it did to that camp. So why's it waiting? That's when I see it. The totem still sitting on the shelf above the hearth. That little carved thing the Ojibwe woman gave me. I'd damn near forgotten about it till now. Maybe it's just wood. Maybe it's not. But as crazy as it sounds, this might be the only thing keeping me safe right now. I remember how she looked when she handed it over, eyes flicking past me out toward the trees, like she was expecting something awful to come walking out any minute. Whatever's out there, it ain't in here, not yet. Fires burned down to near nothing. Cabin's colder now, and outside the winds picked up hard. Sounds like a storm's rolling in fast. Snow pelting the walls like it's trying to claw its way through. That's when I hear it, soft, right outside the door. A whimper, low and shaky, like a dog in pain. Like Bran, my heart damn near stops. I sit frozen, staring at the door, part of me wanting to believe it's him, even knowing better. Feels like my head's playing games with my ears now. Another whimper, closer this time, same sound, too much the same. I whisper. Bran? Barely breathing the word. Silence. Then the sound again. But it's wrong now, just a hair too long, too slow. Like something trying to remember how the sound is supposed to go. I get to my feet real slow, rifle grip tight. Step toward the door, but stop short. That ain't him. I know it now. Whatever's out there, it knows his voice too. Few heartbeats pass. Then I hear it again. Only now it ain't a sound meant to fool me. There's a heavy thud above me. Boards creaking, scrape of claws dragging over the roof. It's moving up there, pacing, scratching and shifting its weight like it's testing the roof's strength or trying to rattle me. The whole cabin groans under it. Bits of dust fall from the rafters. I don't move a muscle. Then, just as sudden as it started, it's gone. Silence settles in again, but it's worse now. Thicker, smothering. My breath comes shallow, chest tight, ears straining for any scrap of sound. It knows I didn't fall for it, and now it's thinking of what to try next. Like it's learning me, studying how I move, like it's stalking me the way a predator would stalk a wounded deer, waiting for the right moment to strike, watching every weakness. Been 3 days holed up in this cabin, making this the 4th night. Storm never letting up. Snow's piled halfway up the windows now, and the wind just keeps screaming. I've barely slept, and what shut-eye I manage I don't trust. That thing, whatever it is, comes every night, never the same twice. One night it was Bran, whimpering by the door like he was hurt. Another night, it sounded like Tallow pleading for help from the tree line, like he was lost and afraid. And just last night, it was her, the Ojibwe woman. Her voice slipped through the shutters, soft and strange, speaking words I still don't understand, like she was trying to warn me or beg. I ain't opened the door. I ain't slept much either. Food's gone. Last of the canned stuff got scraped out 2 days ago. I've been eating what was left of Bran's dog food, rinsed it down with snowmelt from the pan. There ain't much of that left now either. Firewood's getting low too. I stacked it high before the snow came, but the drifts got so bad I can't reach what's left outside without digging, and I ain't going out there. Not with that thing out there. Not when I keep hearing it call to me in voices that ain't its own. Broke down a chair in one of the shelves yesterday just to keep the fire alive. Feels like I'm tearing my own walls down to stay warm. I'm tired, cold, rifles still loaded, totems still here. Funny, I never was superstitious. Now I'm clutching a carved piece of wood like it's the only thing standing between me and whatever's out there. Don't remember drifting off. Eyes must have shut at some point while I sat upright with the rifle in my lap. Cold in my lungs and no light in the cabin. Fire's not out, but it's damn near. Just coals glowing faint in the hearth. No telling how much time's passed. It's still dark out. Wind screaming just the same. I toss a few more bits of broken wood into the fire, just enough to coax a little more life out of it. Next thing I knew, there was this soft sound, slow and persistent, threading its way into my ears like it had been there a while before I noticed. The sound keeps going, soft, barely there. A tapping, not at the door. I scan the walls, eyes sweeping every dark corner, listening close. For a second, I think maybe it's the roof again, until I catch the rhythm of it, faint and steady. Then I know. It's the window. I rise slow, rifle in one hand, the other gripping the totem without even thinking. The sound's steady now, just something scratching gentle against the glass, slow and deliberate. I get close, peer through the frost. It's there. Its face is pressed to the pane, eyes hollow and wide, skin stretched too tight over a skull that looks more like a deer or elk than anything human. Breath fogging the glass with every exhale. It don't move, just stares. Part of me wants to believe I'm dreaming, that the cold and hunger's got me seeing things, hearing things, that maybe I finally cracked. But deep down I know this is real. That face, those eyes, that thing ain't leaving. I don't move, don't breathe, just stare back at it, eyes locked. My fingers tighten round the rifle. I was about to raise it, finger near the trigger, but I stopped myself. One shot through that thin pane and I'd be giving it the one thing it somehow don't have yet. An opening. That glass might be all that's keeping it out. And I ain't about to shatter it and let in the snow, the wind, and whatever the hell that thing is. I take a step back, real slow, like a walking on thin ice with something heavy stalking beneath it. My boots don't make a sound. Cabin feels like it's holding its breath with me. Every board, every nail silent, and that thing, it's still just staring, not moving, not blinking, just waiting on the other side of the glass like it's got all the time in the world. Soon as I'm clear of the window, I grab one of the old wool blankets, hang it up careful, like I'm trying not to provoke it. Don't matter if they're too thin or half moth-eaten, I just can't stand the thought of it looking in anymore. And I sure as hell don't want to see it. Hours pass, at least I think they do. Can't see the sky through the snow or the blankets, and there's still no sign of daylight. I keep watching the cracks between the boards, hoping for the faintest gray glow, but there's nothing, just black. Where's the damn sun? I've burned near everything I can tear down, the chair, shelves, even busted the whole damn table into pieces, just to keep the fire breathing. Just to keep myself from freezing solid. There ain't much left, and whatever calm I had, it's gone with the wood. Feels like it's trying to break me down, slow and steady, and damned if it ain't starting to work. Feels like the only thing holding me together right now is this rifle, this totem, and the words I keep scratching down so I don't forget who I am. Just in case something happens to me, maybe these pages will be enough to warn whoever finds what's left. Warn them about the thing out there, the one that got the natives' bran and the one that's been haunting me every night. The one that's coming for me next. I'm freezing, can hardly feel my fingers, even with gloves on, and every breath I take hurts like ice cutting my lungs. Pretty sure it's been a day or two, maybe more. Hell, I don't even know anymore. Sun never came up, not even once. I've been watching the cracks between the boards, waiting for that little glow of dawn, but there's nothing. Just endless dark and snow slamming against the walls. Fire's almost out again. Wood's gone, except for splinters and scraps too small to do any good. Been debating burning the wooden totem. just to squeeze out a little more warmth, stay alive a bit longer. But every time I hold it over the flame, something in me panics. Feels like this little chunk of carved wood might be the only thing left, standing between me and whatever's out there. Not to mention Bran's dog food is scraped clean from the bottom of the bag. I ain't proud, but it kept me breathing a bit longer. I know it's still out there messing with me. I can feel it, even if I can't hear it clear over the storm. Snow's roaring too loud, but I swear I feel footsteps circling the cabin, whispers in the wind. But each time I check, there's nothing there, just snow and shadow. Maybe I've lost it. It ain't logical, can't be nighttime for days on end. Can't be a snowstorm that never lets up, not even once. Maybe this is how it gets you, slow and sure, bending what's real until you can't trust your own senses. Voices in the wind start sounding like folks you knew. Shadows shifting just out of sight. Cabin starts feeling smaller, tighter, like it's breathing with you or against you. Ain't no warmth left, ain't no food left. Nothing but me, this rifle, and whatever's stalking outside. And it knows I ain't got much left in me. My breath clouds in front of me, hanging in the air like smoke from a dead fire. I sit still, bundled in every scrap I ain't burned, staring at the totem in my hand. Cold, just a splintered thing now, but I can't seem to let it go, like it's the last thread keeping me from unraveling completely. Then the voices start again, low at first, murmurs, like wind finding its way through chinks in the walls. But they grow, louder, more of them. Bran's barking, whining, like he's right outside the door. Tallow's voice, raspy, begging. The woman from the tribe humming that same low tune I barely remember. And others, more than I can name, whispering in Ojibwe, English, some in tongues I don't even know. All of it at once. The storm outside roars, rattling the shutters and groaning through the cracks. The walls creak like they're bowing inward, like something's pressing from every side. I press the totem to my chest. Maybe it's helping. Maybe it's the only reason I'm still breathing, still sitting here. Maybe it's keeping the thing out. But what am I even saying? Like this chunk of wood's magic or something. Ain't felt warm in days. Ain't done a damn thing to stop what's outside. It's just a splintered thing I've wrapped my fear around, like it's supposed to mean something. Ain't protected me from nothing, just a hunk of wood I keep clutching like a damn fool. But I can't take the noise, the voices, the cold, the dark, the waiting. I scream, loud and hoarse, a man screaming just to drown out everything else, just to hear something that's his own. And then I throw it in. The totem hits the coals, cracks loud, catches quick. Flames crawl up its side and it curls like paper. And just like that, it all stops. The voices vanish, the wind dies. Even the fire don't crackle no more. Silence, so full it rings in my ears. I think maybe it's over. Maybe I was right to burn it. Maybe I made it through. I think. Bran? Holy Mother of God.